Hello, my name is Zhatelier, welcome back to another episode of Valhalla Vanguard in Aurora 4X. And in previous episode we started finalizing the designs that we made in between the recording sessions actually, and I now went through all of them and I think majority of them are at least fairly good. I'm not going to go through them right now, I didn't really do any major changes. Just went through the final ships. So what we can start now doing is we can start retooling at least the spikes. I think we can start retooling. I'm not sure about the ACNs. Let me quickly make sure that I finalize the design there. You know, there's still some extra room because I'm kind of waiting for the other turrets, but at the same time, I'm not sure if I should. I could technically fit in one more turret there if I wanted to, but I don't know. I might wait a little bit longer before retooling that, but at least the spikes are now in fairly good shape. So we can start redesigning those. So retool for spike 2. It's going to be fairly costly, but we'll set that activity nonetheless. Then the survey can be retooled for the longbow 4. Now this is going to be fairly quick, and that is very good news for us. Start doing that, and the fisherman can be retooled for, I think, the fisherman 3. Yes, that is the one, and that's also fairly quick. This needs to be retooled for the oiler, I believe, just so that we can do both freighters and the tugs from the same shipyard. Now that's going to take a bit longer by the looks of it. And then there's the whaler, which will retool. That's going to be done in February. That's not very long at all. Then colony of freighter, retool for the colony ship. We're using a fair bit of neutronium. How much do we have? Not all that much, really. We do have a little bit, but we'll see. Now then, we have started working on the shipyard, of course. We're still working on a lot of construction factories, and we are working on asteroid mining modules. We do have a few of them saved up. But now that most of our shipyards are retooling, well, there's not really all that much that is going to happen, I hope. I could be wrong, of course. We managed to complete the research on the magnetoplasmic drive mine, so let's go ahead and design the mine itself. Take the previous, basically the iron mine. Instead of using the iron mine warhead, we'll just use the magnetoplasmic drive warhead. And honestly, I believe that's it really, or pretty much. Just rename it correctly and yeah, we'll create that. It shouldn't take... well, it's over 500 points in research. It might take a few moments then. But we might as well queue that up for the missile researcher. Now, if it's not the next one on the line, that's fine. Yeah, but researching the missile launcher reload rate, which honestly is probably going to be a good idea. Once we do the... or get the jump drive efficiency up, we'll design that, and then we'll probably design the faster launchers, which will drop the reload times quite significantly. Also, by the time I do that, I hopefully have access to better sensor technology, or better sensors, so I'll probably research those as well, and then we'll do probably Spike 2B or something like that. Something like that, at least. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, and actually, we jump into the next day, because that's going to give us the jump drive range. There we go, and we started on the capacity recharge rate, which is good because if we're going to use the lasers on our cruisers, we do need to have the, at least with the current tech that we have, if we have a look at the laser. We got 12 centimeter laser focal size, which honestly is not all that much. Not all that much, but it's something. And with the capacity rate 4, we can make the rate of fire 5 seconds instead of 10 seconds. We would also make a spinal mount there, which would increase the damage and the range quite a bit. Put one of these on each of the cruisers, that might not be a terrible idea actually. On the other hand, increasing the focal size would be also a decent idea. And the from near ultraviolet laser to the next one, which I think is just ultraviolet laser. That would also be useful. But we'll have to increase the lasers a fair bit before we get too much further in designing the breacher ship. Right, so the capacity research rate is going to be done in October, that's good. And then we're starting research on the jump drive efficiency, but that's going to be rather expensive. And getting the missile, the gamma shields are underway. In April we're going to get the beam fire control range. Do we have anything else? We do have something queued up. It's the thermal sensor sensitivity 8, which is rather crucial to have at this point. It will increase the spotting range for various engines and such with our passive sensors, especially useful for the civilian ships. And then the EM sensor sensitivity 11, that is going to be not only for the EM detection sensors, but also for the active sensors. We're going to make much more efficient sensors that way. And then I believe we were getting the salvage module, yes, that is later this month. Let's keep on rolling then. Let's just keep an eye on the survey over here, because we got 2 ships surveying the Zhatelier jump points. We got production of maintenance facilities done in Valhalla, so we got the capacity of 20,000 tons right now, which is going to be plenty for a while. And then we started working on more thorium harvesters, which honestly is not a bad idea. But yeah, in Zhatelier it seems to take a fair bit to survey these jump points, although with the increased speed... Oh, Tark has completed orders. In Shamir, we do have something in the harvesters. Let's have a look what we have there. It's another fisherman. Oh, right, how much are we having the fisherman fleet in Valhalla? First of all, we could equalize the fuel. We've got 10 fishermen there. Mostly fisherman 2 class. I don't know. They are producing a fair bit of minerals there, as far as I can tell. I don't remember how much it produces each, but if we have a look at these 7 modules, is producing 98 tons per year per mineral. So it would be about... Hold on, Valhalla has 4 minerals, so it would be about 400 tons. Then lower that is about 350 tons per miner. So we could at least get 1 or 2 more there easily. Right, so task groups. Tractor fishermen and move, and then we're gonna go the usual way. Go to Valhalla, go to the fishing fleet, move 2, and release tractor ships. And then back through Nastrand and Humir. There we go, and just move 2. We'll see what happens next. Actually, we can probably keep on going like this. Another freighter is coming into Valhalla now. And we don't have anything really... Oh, we got a lot of new whalers. And we're a bit of a fuel shortage right now. We did complete the research on salvage module, and then research started on the mobile infantry battalion. So that's good. Now what I'll probably do is I'll grab the fishermen from the harvester fleet. I'll send them to the whaler fleet here. I mean, the whaler fleet is probably producing quite a bit of fuel per year. 15 million per year. We've got 20 whalers in there. Don't have all that much fuel in there though, which is a problem. But if we send in 3 more, it's probably not going to hurt us, the situation at least. First of all, let's equalize the fuel. We'll detach you and grab the other 2. Now, can I? Yes, I can select multiple ones. Excellent, that can speed up things a little bit. Right, so we'll give you orders to move to whalers and then join the fleet. There we go, and they will be able to produce another 2 million liters, which should get us close to 18 actually. And we got the research for the salvage module, so what we could start doing is designing another ship, which would be Salvager. Let's grab this as a basic design and copy the design. We'll probably not name it Knar actually. Oh, well, we might. Knar is basically the ship for all our civilian or non-fighting ships. All that don't have special role, although the salvage is kind of a special role. We'll figure out the name later. We'll put in Sal over there and switch this to Salvager. If I remember correctly, there should be one. There you are. Now then, we can go by with a smaller hold first of all. This will be a smaller ship than the regular. So small hold, salvage module. It's rather large actually. Do we need? I mean, honestly, if we drop the size a tiny bit from this, which should not be too bad, really. We could go at 40,000 tons without a problem. Although, it would have a bit increased speed. Not that it's necessarily a bad thing. It would still be a commercial vessel. Let's see, if we put in a tiny bit of fuel to top it off. It has a long range. Deployment time doesn't really matter. It's a pretty high crew. I'm guessing if we have a look at the... Can it be built from anything else? Not by the looks of it. No, it cannot, so it requires its own... I mean, technically... we could potentially clear out a bit more of this. And make it... I mean... Well, actually, if it's only 200... Well, it is 200 hull size, which is quite a bit, but we could technically add in another salvage module, then get rid of some of the fuel storage. Still has a decent enough range. Now, would this be... It is a bit higher cost, but would it be... We'd still be able to build the freighters, but no other shipyard would be able to produce them. But yes, we'll need another civilian shipyard, most likely for those. Not that it's the end of the world, but it's the same size now than as the rest of them. We'll probably switch or change the name at some point. Right now I'm just drawing a blank on the name, but I'll probably come up with something sooner or later. Now that we've got this, it's still fairly expensive, but we don't need all that many of these. And it can be 1,000 tons per day. It's decent salvaging. Not a high speed, but it's the same speed as everything else, really. And the fact that it has a small cargo hold, you can at least keep in the resources there. Carry them on its own. Now, of course, it doesn't have a jump engine, which may be a problem, actually. Let me try. If I take away one of the salvage modules, put in the jump drive, it's a bit too large. Okay, is there any way to... well, we can take out some of the cargo handling systems at least. Still would be quite a bit overweight. I could take... well... I could take away one of the close-in weapon systems. I don't want to take too much away, though. That would lower the size even further. Get rid of a little bit of fuel. I don't want to get rid of the thermal sensors, that's for sure. I don't know, at this point there's not much that we can take away. Unless we split one of these to a few smaller fuel tanks, which would increase the cost a little bit, but we'll see how it turns out if we do this. So, a few large ones. I suppose we could use a couple... okay, so it would have a bit less defenses. It would be able to jump on its own, which will free up some of our vehicles, and again it can then act as a tender if it's not, or jump point tender if it's not required elsewhere. Would it be buildable from elsewhere now? Not by the looks of it. No, it wouldn't. That is a problem. Okay, let's make sure that is the lowest rank, yes. So we'll need 2 more commercial shipyards, one for the troop transports. Not that we really need all that many troop transports right now, but we will need them eventually. We'll get one of those, and then one for this one. So I'll just queue up that already. Installations... commercial shipyard complex. It's rather expensive, but we'll build 2 of them. At 20%, of course. Right, so the next thing to be completed is the thorium harvesters, of all things. And then it's going to be asteroid mining modules. And then it's going to be something, probably the fighter bases. Because those are, although they are fairly expensive, they're not all that bad. Now then, how are we doing in terms of research? We're going to get the missile research done next turn. Then we'll get the no, actually no, we'll get the launcher's reload rate up. That's fine by me. Let's keep on going. I mean, it's only going to go for 1 turn. There we go. Explorer 5 could not assign all in Siofan, so they are running a bit low on the surveyable locations here, and there's 3 more to go. That's okay by me. Right, so we got the missile. We got all started on the reload rate, so that's good. I'll keep an eye on this system. We only have found 1 unexplored system, or 1 other jump point from there right now, which is a bit of a problem. Oh, Knarr 3 has completed orders. I don't remember what they were doing. I think they were carrying in probably mines to Njord or something like that. Yeah, It does have exactly 40 mines right now. They are still getting some construction factories. And they are starting to have a tiny bit of fuel reserve. It's not enough to refuel basically anything, but it's a start. Right, is there... not really much over there that we need to do. We could bring in more infrastructure here if we wanted to. Or we could start bringing some mines or something over here. Because we can mine a fair bit of resources at Mimir. The only thing that is lacking is boronite, but of course the accessibilities are not huge. Which is one of the reasons that we do need to set up a lot of mines in the other planets. Because they will be rather profitable in the long run, I'd say. Right, so we got some in Gunnar, but Gunnar is behind Munin. We have a look at the... well, I haven't actually refreshed the map data lately, but if we look at this, Gunnar is over there. We know that Munin has the precursors, which is a bit of a problem. But at least we managed to rescue the Explorer 1 from there, so that's good. But yeah, well, I think I'll let the... hold on, it's Gunnar 2. It's actually one of the better ones. Let's have a look. What do we have any in the shipyard task group? We've got some freighters there. Well, actually... oh, it's the freighter 3, right. It's the separate freighter. Okay, there's only the shipyard task group. This was the one that did the rescue mission, wasn't it? I'll assign you over there once we have another one of the freighter groups. So that they don't actually have anything to do, we'll destroy that task group since it's empty and we don't actually need it to clutter the lists or anything like that. Right, so we got 3 of the... oh, it's a... wait, no, that's the wrong one. Shipyard task group. So we got all 3 of these over here. We can equalize the fuel a little bit. And we can assign these to one of the groups once they've done with their mission. So that it doesn't mess with anything. I'm going to quickly even up to the 1st of January. And then we can keep on going. Oh, team skill of one of the geology teams has increased to 88. Okay. Not great. It could be worse. Could be a 0. Although I don't think you'd ever want to have a team with a 0. Okay, the whalers have completed orders, so the whaling fleet over here should be producing about, yeah, 18 million liters per year. Now that's starting to be something at least. Still not great. Are we actually building an oiler? I don't remember. We are. Of course, we're also retooling most of these, so it's going to take a while before we can start utilizing most of them. But that's fine. The first one to be available is a survey. It's going to be the whalers. Then it's going to be the fishermen. And then the oilers and colony ships are going to be the last one. Actually, before the oilers, there's going to be the missile destroyers, which is good, because we're going to have to build a lot of them. Speaking of which we are building a fair bit of missiles as well. It's just having a bit of a problem with the lack of fuel every now and then. Right, so we probably want to even up the date again. Not that it honestly matters all that much. In the grand scheme of things, but I like doing it this way. There's still some unrest in Njord, of course. Let's have a look. It has 7.72 million people It can support 7.3. Yeah, that's mostly the reason. We have a little bit available workers again. Although not very much. Industry is... okay, so in April they're gonna finish the 5th fuel refinery there. Then they'll start working on the next terraforming installation, because I have a feeling, even though the oxygen levels have increased a fair bit, we still need to do a lot of work to get that to where we need it to be. Which is why we'll add another one. We will double the speed, so there's something at least. Eventually we'll probably get orbital terraforming stations or something like that. But anyway, we are unfortunately out of time for this episode, so if you enjoyed this, please leave a like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Also check out the links down below in the description, but other than that, thank you very much for watching, and I'll tell you next time. Bye bye.